beautiful beings. Great to connect with you all again. There's been a bit of a break between videos, just with a lot going on here, setting things up before opening up to the public. A topic that I've been wanting to approach, and it comes up for a lot of people, is Ascension. And what I'll say is that Ascension is going from one state to a higher state. There is the rainbow light body, which the Tibetans go on about. A lot of, we could say, the Pleiadians and Orions that I've spoken to go into how this is a very important topic as well, in terms of going within, doing that inner work and becoming the observer, connecting with that aspect of source that you are, which is your true state. That from that and your experiences and your lives and your lessons, and through forgiveness and love and raising of one's frequency and really doing a lot of inner work, is how they obtain that over a certain amount of time. Of course, there's beings like Padmasambhava, which is sort of like we could say the Buddha, the second Buddha that brought knowledge to the Tibetans about the rainbow light body. You got other people like Buddha that obtained enlightenment. There's different ways that we can talk and go about this topic, but why I'm bringing this up is because I think Ascension gets blown out of proportion within this community, and it's not to put anyone down, because there is the rainbow light body. There is going to a new earth, another dimension, achieving that higher, density state of consciousness. But while we're here in the earthly plane, we've got to be grounded about some of this as well, and everyone's got their own journey. There are some that are meant to achieve the rainbow light body, going to a new earth, what have you. But I'd like today to talk about Ascension in the earthly form, which is just raising one's frequency. I must say, in the last couple of years, I've seen an exponential jump through current world events. People coming to me that would have said even months ago or a year ago that I was crazy if they met me before then. And it's not about being right or wrong with any of this. I think we've all got to appreciate everyone's point of view. Everyone's got that piece of the jigsaw puzzle. But we can't have our head in the clouds as a collective, especially as a spiritual community, for us to be the guiding light, the guides in physical form to the rest of humanity. And so when I'm talking about earthly ascension, it's raising one's frequency to a higher state, and that's what I'd say all of you watching this are doing. It doesn't matter in what field, what area. It could be yoga, meditation, talking about extraterrestrials, the paranormal, all different aspects. Through doing that inner work, through, we could say, research and study and physical putting in the work, through meditation, different techniques, that is a form that's pushing you to rise to the occasion. And I'm seeing that more than ever in my lifetime now. And of course, I'm not super old, I'm 38. But in the time that I've been in the public eye for over 11 years now, we could go back to 2012, other times when people were talking about stuff. I was seeing a shift, but not in a shift that I'm seeing now. I wasn't sort of feeling it like others were back then. But this is what it comes down to, is boots on the ground, getting in, doing the work. And so the good news is, I'd say that everyone's going through this form of ascension. That's watching this, you're going through this form of ascension. You're going to realise at times as well that what you once knew is drifting away. And what I mean by that, it could be people, places that you went, things you used to do. You're not feeling it anymore. And it's not that what you're doing was bad, although in some cases it might be, whether it's substances, places that you're going, people that you're surrounding yourself with. But as you rise your frequency, and it's rising and rising and rising, things that aren't in alignment with where you're going to aren't frequency specific anymore, so they start to drop away. And there is this, what I call, and I've talked about this with many people recently, there's this Topsy-Turvy Phase, where it's like, alright, I'm by myself at the moment, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's almost like you could scream out to the universe. But that is a good point. At that point, it doesn't feel comfortable on the human level. But there's this shift, this change that starts to occur where new people, new opportunities, new things you start to do start to present themselves. And we do go through cycles. It's not the end all be all, and that's a law about the universe, is that everything's in a state of constant change. So you aren't alone anyway. Like, none of you are alone. You've got a whole team working with you, whether it's other aspects, extraterrestrials, the Masters, Baba G, Jesus, Yeshua, the angels. There's so many different beings that are working with us that they're just a thought away. And sometimes we can't see the signs, but the key with it is the intention of connecting to the heart and doing it from the heart, really connecting in with the heart. And so that's just a little message from me. And also, Happy New Year, going into the new year. We're just about to go into 2022 in a couple of days. And what I'll say is that treat every day like it's your last. Don't wait for a new year resolution to make those changes. Be the change you want to be every single day, and treat others how you want to be treated as well. It's the simple things that this comes back to. Now, with this said, I'm going to leave this with a little exercise that I do every day. Sometimes 40 minutes, sometimes an hour, it can go longer. I've been doing this for a few years now, and this is what I'll call an observation exercise. Now, even do it for 2 to 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be long for those. If you want to use this technique, use it. If not, that's quite fine as well. But this is a way to help you connect with that God self, the higher aspect. And what I do with this technique is I blindfold myself and I put earplugs in. And all I do is just lay down. That's all I do is I lay down. Now, sometimes you can go straight into, depending on your practices and how far you are with this, and again, it's not about, hierarchy, who's evolved, who's not. I can go into, we could say, a God conscious type state pretty quick sometimes. Sometimes it might not happen. Sometimes it might take a while to get into. But what you'll notice is that there'll be thoughts come and go, mind chatter. Most of it's just crap. That's all it is. It comes, it goes, it dissolves. It comes, it goes, it dissolves. This person said this to me. Oh, what about this? I've got to do this today. Just these thoughts start to arise. But if you be the observer, just observe it. It starts to dissolve, and then you start to realise that part of you that's observing those thoughts, that's the state that I'm talking about. Now, there can be visions come. Some people are very, very visual with their mind's eye, their third eye. Some people may get thought transmissions and feelings, but when you're hitting that God conscious state, you're surpassing it all. It's literally imagining the human body computer, the biocomputer, the human body plugged into the wireless internet. It's not going to be able to process everything at once. It's got access to everything, but in that state it doesn't matter because you're in an all-knowing state. And so it's very hard to articulate or to make people understand this unless they've experienced it. But being open-minded to it and being open to experience it is a very big start with this. Now, what I will say is doing clearings is important as well. Just don't open yourself up. There's a video before this going back on the YouTube channel. One of my most recent ones going into a clearing technique. Now, of course, with anything that I'm going to show you guys, like I've been a meditation teacher for 10 years. I'm a yoga teacher. I've done different disciplines, remote viewing for many years now. As well as Reiki and different disciplines. Not that it matters. They're really just reacquainting you with what you know on a soul level once you get to a certain level. But it's just tips and tools. It's tools for your spiritual toolbox. You can use it, mix it up, change it, swap it around. It's entirely up to you guys. But there'll be more videos in future from the sanctuary here that I'll be going into different topics, different techniques, like I've mentioned. But for now, blessings and love, light and bliss. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.